This week on Dirt Every Day, we're going to talk to you about go-karts and motorhomes and how to turn motorhomes into go-karts. As you can see, go-karts are a really good time, but they're also kind of a pain in the butt. The problem with a go-kart is it's hard to start, it's small, kind of dangerous. Well, I mean, those are all good things, but wouldn't it be cool if you could have a bigger go-kart? Something with big power? Like this motorhome that we have here. Look, it's got a 454 under the hood, followed by a turbo 400 transmission. What if you could put those parts in a go-kart? I gotta make a phone call. I realized that to pull off the project that I have in mind, I'm gonna need some help. I made a phone call to the local off-road club known as the Polygoats. This is a club from the local university and is made up of a bunch of smart kids who like nothing more than to work on wild off-road projects. I want to turn this motorhome into a go-kart.
Hell yeah. Yes. Right.
So, the only thing we have to do today is destroy the motorhome, except for the engine and the axles, and put it all in that dumpster.
All right.
So come on in. Make yourself at home. Anything inside the motorhome, put it in the dumpster.
I tried to be as methodical as possible in our destruction. First, everything inside that could be smashed or tossed out was, and then the windows were pulled to try and reduce any danger of broken glass.
So the only thing that I felt like we had to do before we completely destroy the thing is disconnect all these batteries. The motorhome actually has 3 batteries that we want to get disconnected so that if we sawzall through some wires, we don't set the thing on fire. This is going to be the best go-kart ever.
Next, it was mayhem as usual, as the crew took sawzalls, hammers, axes, and any sort of destructive tool they could find to tear down every wall of the camper. Somehow, having people inside the Pace Aero swinging wildly with sledgehammers, while others were on the roof cutting out the ceiling, didn't result in anyone getting crushed or seriously maimed. In fact, we didn't even have a single report of a splinter, as we quickly filled a giant dumpster full of motorhome parts. You may remember this 86 Pace Aero from a previous episode of Dirt Every Day. That's when we took it off-roading and compared it to a four-wheel drive van from Sportsmobile. This big, ugly motorhome has been sitting in my driveway for a year now. It's been slowly deteriorating, and most of the house parts of the motorhome are no longer working. I've been trying to figure out how to get rid of it, and chopping it up to make into a giant toy seems like a great solution.
All right, we've been at this for about an hour or so, and the thing is already looking awesome. This is gonna be the coolest go-kart ever. You may recall there was a roadkill episode last year where they tried to take the engine out of a motorhome. I think that's the mistake. You don't want to take the engine out. You want to just keep it all together and take the motorhome off of the rest of the motorhome. Something like that. We are definitely making a huge mess here. And safety is definitely probably about our third concern, if you can see. I mean, everybody's got their safety glasses on, of course, and gloves. And I I don't know if he realizes that there's not a whole lot of wall holding up that ladder, but I'm sure he'll be fine. That's why they have all these kids. When you're in college, you can do whatever the heck you want. You're not gonna get hurt. Why don't you hook one of your 4x4s to that ladder and see if you can pull the whole back of it off. There you go, right there. I think we're gonna need a bigger dumpster. Beautiful. Michael Jordan clock. There's no hands on it. It's always time to play basketball. That'll look good on the dash of my go-kart.
The rain didn't ever fully stop, and the hungry crew was starting to slow down. But after a few $100s of cheeseburgers, they were ready for more destruction. The first order of business was a truck stack. A truck stack is when you drive your rock crawler up on top of another rock crawler, or in this case, onto a giant half-destroyed motorhome.
No, you got it!
Of course, the prerequisite club photo soon followed, and even though everybody was soaking wet, there wasn't a frown in the group.
Best neighbors ever just pulled through.
Did they even say anything?
They were just like, oh, you did it, that's great. You finally chopped it up. And I was like, yep. And they were like, that's awesome. Like, no mention of the destruction, the mud bog, the 40 trucks. It was just like, okay, see ya.
Most of the home portion of the motorhome was torn off and hucked in the dumpster. What was left of the dash and front controls put up a fight, but those polygoats gave it a royal beatdown until everything finally fell off. Even though the rain continued dumping, we quickly turned that luxury home on wheels into a bare frame rail with a big block 454. Perfect for a full-size go-kart. With the RV ransacked, we needed something new to entertain ourselves, and the polygoats were soon focused on getting the little go-kart up and running. A few hundred pulls on the starter rope, and the next thing you know, they were turning my yard into a mud bog as they ripped around in the little buggy, flat tire and all. Could have torn up the whole neighborhood, but to resist ticking off my extremely tolerant neighbors, I shut down the party and the kids all left, claiming they had some sort of important Saturday night studying to attend to.
Wow. We made it through a whole rainy day on this motorhome, and it looks awesome. Those guys from the Polygoats, they did a great job. I mean, look at this. Yesterday, you could have lived in this thing. Today, you can barely drive it. But that's perfect, because when I build this thing into a go-kart, like, we don't want all that extra stuff. We want it to be really simple. So, as you can see, down to the frame rails, just as we planned. And here's our guys. Hey, Polygoats. Hey. You guys did awesome yesterday.
Thank you.
Look at this thing. I mean, it
looks like a pile of trash.
Yeah, there's a few piles of trash around, but I think that's great. That's what we wanted. I mean, this is going to make an awesome go-kart.
So what's the plan? How is this a go-kart?
Well, this thing is gonna, get some I don't know. We'll figure it out. The only thing I have for the go-kart is this right here. A set of 46-inch Mickey Thompsons. But unfortunately, these are on wheels that are 8-lug, and the motorhome's 10-lug.
We just need 2 bolts, right?
Right, yeah, you only need enough to hold it together.
We can line up 2 bolts, it'll be fine.
We still got a little bit of work to do. Somewhere between yesterday, we're moving the house portion. All the steering is gone, the brakes.
First things first, should we see if we can get it to fire up?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah, we just need this to go all the way back to there, and the brakes all the way back to there, and the transmission shifter all the way back to there. I think you guys got this. All right, that's it for Dirt Every Day. Tune in next time when we take our giant man-sized go-kart and go out and have a good time. Big block. Every go-kart should have a big block.
Seems legit. Here it is, gentlemen.
That's an ear.
Best day ever!
Ha 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 ha!